I mean, the only character I expect we'll somehow likely see again is statistically probably Popa Jack, and if anything, we'll see younger Popa Jack, not older Popa Jack.
I think we might see the legacy of a legacy version of Reginald Foxy Smythe, but I get the idea that that's just what the Batman for the Order of the Hat are called. It's not their real name.
Reginald Foxy Smythe's code name.
They're always well. It's like that club in London where every servant is called Charles.
That must be great. Just get too drunk, and all you have to do is shout out for Charles.
It's the club that Stephen Fry belongs to. He's talked about it before, where he's just like, "Oh, hello, Charles. Is Charles in today? No, sir. I'm afraid Charles is ill. Charles is covering for him, though." Which sounds incredibly stupid and really silly, and exactly like the kind of thing that a bunch of bored rich people from London would do.
Yeah, I just picture the bloody the drones from Jeeves and Wooster.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, right, no word from Ollie, but the sound is working.
Curses, right? We need a mechanic to make a flamethrower. Meta.
I mean, why would you need a flamethrower? You're going to do some digging. You can't flame dirt. I guess you can, but it doesn't help.
And we will! For God and St. George!
You're going to burn the dirt away.
Oh, that's the point. Do we have anything flammable we can bring with us to aid the pyromancer?
I was going to say turpentine, but that's not what we got. We got,
paraffin?
Fuck, yeah that's it.
I'm just going to mute myself for 2 seconds.
Oh. Yeah, I've got a ton of paraffin, I don't know. I've got it stuffed.
Let's say we stuff the car with everything from the garden.
Do you remember we forced John Nicholas to use carts to transport all his loot home, rather than...
It is rat poison, 4 shovels, a trowel, chicken wire, paraffin, matches, a hatchet, a sledgehammer, dog food, 50 feet of hempen rope, a 10-foot pole, veggies, and a chisel.
Fucking, I'm so mad that you've got the fucking 10-foot pole.
Strapped to the roof of the car.
So,
why do we have a chisel again?
I don't know.
I know we have the veggies.
You were just...
I think I know we have the veggies.
You had the veggies because you were looking to get food and meat was hard to get.
Yeah. But the chisel, what?
I think you just got into the looting frenzy, honestly.
Maybe something to do with the stone. I don't know.
Maybe.
Big old Project Zomboid feels. Oh, I've never needed a pool cue before, but I'll take it. Cool, so let's do some reminders from last session.
Oh, would there be a pool cue if we didn't need one?
I did have the great tragedy of finally going back to play Project Zomboid for the first time in fucking years. Got 2 days of content done. Went, oh man, I'm starting to get the hang of this. And then they released a patch the day after that broke save games backwards. Which I wouldn't mind so much, it happens. But there was a little apology in the patch notes saying, yeah, we checked, barely anyone's playing the old build anyway, you're all in the beta for the new one, so we figured screw those people. Which...
At least they were honest, I suppose.
Yeah, fair enough, it's entirely valid reasoning, you gotta update right, but that did feel very personal. Anywho, remind us from last session. We're off to see the mountain.
The wonderful mountain of... God, sorry.
Damn it, Carl! Everyone's loaded into the car. Magnus Lupus is not enemy. Legionaries got many almost dead people who they're probably taking to the mountain. The gang has all the weapons they want prepped, though you immediately started talking about a flamethrower of some kind at the start of the session, but as Ollie is currently schlorped,
we don't have anyone who can make it.
Yeah, replaced with Alan, who is decidedly less capable.
Alan is a mechanic. He can fix. He can't make new ones. That's not in his job description.
I've just realised that we're using the fucking same character control thing from bloody depressing Siberian plague people game.
Oh, what? Metro?
No, plague people game. Siberian as well, not like Moscow. Fuck. Begins with an I. Oh, not important. And finally, the Legionnaires seem to be operating differently to the regular folk. By that presumably meaning the regular sleep zombies.
Yar.
Okay, gents. What are we doing?
For a White Mountain, I reckon.
Yeah, we're going to the mountain.
Yes, drive down the road.
We're going to dig ourselves a Satan and then shoot it in the face. A large-scale elephant gun, as only a true Englishman would.
I'm going to beat it to death with my rifle.
As true Englishmen would.
Yeah, what the hell's a bog mummy going to do to you? Some big old evil.
You say a bog mummy?
Yeah. Well, are any of you archaeologists?
No, I literally have 4 dots in vampire hunting.
All right.
Still be a bog mummy.
Bog mummy. I've always thought bog mummies are a weirdly good pick for a what's it called? A British Tbilisi offshoot.
I mean, it would be something that they do. Those creepy weirdos.
Yeah. I was going to say little car, but as I recall, it's actually a ridiculous luxury model. Begins tootling off down the road with actually a pretty high turn of speed to it, especially on terrain like this, i.e. a sobbing road. Admittedly a country one, but you don't really have to worry about much other traffic unless someone's, mined the road or something, I guess.
Alright, you say ridiculous, I say totally necessary.
And on that note, what pace do you want to be going? The Legionnaires took off not too long before you. You've only got, what was it, maybe 10... oh, sorry. 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes. It's a bit difficult to tell. Again on them, and they weren't moving particularly fast with their overloaded trucks. So... overloaded trucks, overloaded armoured cars. And their attached trailers. If you want to, you can likely catch up to them, but they do have those machine guns.
I'll put away. Hold on for a second.
I have a question about, because I know that it's nighttime, yes. But how dark of a night? Moon out, clear, how well can we see, sort of thing?
It is mid-December, so it's very, very dark. The moon had stopped being full just a night or two before you got here, so it's in the process of waning at the moment. Not quite halfway there yet.
You play it for him.
For all that, it seems
he loves it.
Surprisingly dark, given how large the moon still is in the night sky.
Okay, then, never mind. I was going to ask, because that, pretty much, scuppers my idea of driving down the main road, but, keeping their headlights off so that they can't see us, coming, sort of thing.
I sent it to you.
It was just found something.
Happy Bear or something.
Sorry, Benji, could you mute yourself, please?
Sorry.
No worries.
It's ceased, I think.
I think you've got candles.
I have a lamp thing.
Yeah, so it depends how fast you want to drive, really. You've got lighting options other than your headlights, basically. In fact, actually, you also have ready access to paraffin and rags.
The Crew solution to all your lighting needs.
Should we all make sure we have a pocket with emergency paraffin and a pocket with emergency sandwiches as well?
Make sure putting the emergency paraffin in.
Sorry, why are we bringing emergency sandwiches?
You never know.
But we have a car. Surely we just store the sandwiches in the car.
But when we get out of the car, we might need pocket sandwiches.
I hate to say it, they actually did have a number of occasions in the session you weren't here where they decried their lack of pocket sandwiches. Apart from, I think, young Nicholas had some.
God
as well.
damn it.
But young Nicholas ate his and Ollie didn't want to share.
Why would we need
Do we have any
sandwiches?
tuna ones?
What, sorry?
Well, what if... I mean, Benji, just to, throw it out here, if we meet some, wild cats on the plains, we can throw the sandwiches out as an offering and or distraction.
We have guns!
Oh, yeah, but I'm thinking of potentially trying to befriend some plains cats if all goes to hell.
Yeah.
Well, do we have any tuna sandwiches?
Do you have any tuna sandwiches? I will say that you've spent a decent amount of time knocking over that kitchen. You could have found a single can of tuna and instructed your thoroughly bemused butler to provide you with a tuna sandwich apiece.
Excellent. What is the paraffin situation? I don't actually know what it is.
Usually it comes in bottles.
Yeah, they're quite big bottles though. You buy paraffin, like nowadays you buy paraffin in 3 liters at a time. So whatever the equivalent is for like gallons, I guess.
No, probably can't put it in the pocket.
You could put it in like a flask or something, I guess.
It's a fair point, yeah.
Put it in my trusty tea thermos.
You know what, I don't remember it, but I also think it's entirely within reason to assume that, frankly, all of you would have hit flasks.
Oh, definitely. I mean,
I think it's almost a requirement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, reluctantly, each of you either empties out or finishes your contained drinks. And it fills up with, I don't know, what is that, 200 milliliters of paraffin apiece? Around about. It's not much, but it's something. I will remind you that paraffin is not petrol, and it's still a fuel, but it's not the world's best burner, especially in the cold. That said, it will take, given time, care, love, and fire.
I like fire.
Lots and lots of fire, perhaps conjured from some strange source.
Generally, the fire needs to be sustained, is the thing. Sorry, way too many bitter experiences trying to get paraffin to light in the fucking freezing cold. Anywho.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, camping staple.
Plus fire spins.
That's a point, yeah, actually.
Tried to light up a big old fucking Kevlar-soaked torch when it's a little bit cold and windy and the paraffin's there going, no, I don't want this. So, did we settle on a speed and lighting situation? Because essentially you have a drop on these guys, but they have the machine guns, and depending on like what lights you want to use, that'll make you, I mean, with more light you can go faster, but also that makes you more detectable, and the inverse is also true.
I reckon an easy medium, moderate light, moderate speed. Try not to actually catch up to them yet. Close enough to White Mountain that we can get up with.
I guess you've got the lantern, so that'd be moderate light somewhat.
Yeah.
Oh, Christ, I can't believe I have to say this. Hooking the lantern onto the end of the 10-foot pole so that it stretches out in front of the car and provides some measure of light. You set out at a calm doodle, pottering down the road in weary silence, each of you bleary-eyed. In the distance, you almost fancy you can occasionally hear the cries of dying soldiers and the ring of steel on steel. It comes from no specific direction, though, and at this point it's anyone's guess how much of what you're hearing is actually real. When do you want to turn off towards White Mountain, folks?
I mean, like, personally, I was hoping to get to the blue circle.
Yeah, you can do that. So essentially wait till you're almost perpendicular with it. It's just starting to turn away.
Much. I want to off-road as little as possible.
You follow along in relatively quiet silence, accompanied only by the moderate stirrings of the engine, with only the slight light of your lantern stretched out in front of the automobile, illuminating the path, leaving the car itself in darkness. By the time you arrive at roughly the point that you think you've marked out on your little, I think you had a map back at the inn, so we'll say that you did. You can already see that the armored cars have turned off ahead of you. They're making slow going towards White Mountain. The rugged terrain doesn't really cause the cars too much issue. They're not exactly off-roaders, but they're able to deal with this. However, the attached trailers are having trouble keeping their weary cargo inside, with slight bumps occasionally freeing them. When large clumps fall away, the cars stop. Legionnaires get out and go to put them back on. When it's just one or two here and there, They leave the weary travellers where they've fallen, twitching, occasionally moaning, at least the closest ones sound like they are, where they lay on the moor. What are we doing, gents?
I mean, carrying on, I presume. Didn't think we were changing anything about this, were we?
Yeah. I reckon current plan should be try not to get spotted by machine guns. Get them when they're not in the car.
It's a relatively open moor, and they are having to intermittently stop to pick people up. And you have a lantern. So they're likely going to see you if you keep coming after them.
We could go lightless and hope for the best.
Might be the best idea.
Yeah, like when we get, I say, to a dangerous closeness.
Okay. I think this will be a drive test. I'm just assuming Reginald is driving.
Yes, indeed.
I will take Perception Drive difficulty 8 to manage the rugged terrain and not make too much noise and do it in the near pitch black.
Well, fuck it.
That looks like a botch.
Damn it, Smythe.
This car doesn't do subtle.
No, it does not.
Subtle?
That's
We don't
actually
do
fair.
subtle.
For about 5-6 minutes it does. Until you hear something go squelch, sickeningly.
Oh.
As you drive over the legs of a too still villager, someone from Tucky Without Wold who's fallen out of the trailer. For a moment they blink to life, screaming bloody murder in Latin. Searchlights flare up from the armoured cars, pointing back down towards you. You've got a brief moment to act, but they are likely to find you sometime in the next minute or two, unless you can, I guess, hide the car somehow, which will be difficult.
On a moor, not happening.
I mean, there's not like a convenient anything you can hide it behind, but the terrain is at least somewhat rugged, it is somewhat broken up, so...
If only you were in the future where you could blind them all. Because presumably they'd be using infrared goggles if they were modern soldiers, but they're not.
Should we ditch the car? Get her? Hope for the best for some stuff?
That
Yeah,
or
we can.
we have split seconds, so we can't really camouflage it or really hide it effectively.
Yeah.
So dump car and ditch, and then leg it.
What ditch? We're on a moor.
Well, a ditch
Doesn't mean it's
more.
perfectly flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I say, it's rugged terrain.
So we find a dip. Maybe it's not going to hide the car completely, but it'll make it slightly harder to find. Hopefully. I mean,
Yeah. Either way, pulling off the road and like making some distance from it is probably our best bet.
agreed.
Can I, clip my lantern on my belt unlit?
Sure. I think you've already taken it in at this point, so that's very easily doable in a second or so.
I want to ready a rifle and a shovel. Get ready to get out of the car.
Creed, have you by any chance been playing anything involving Creed recently?
Proving what? Well, I just think we need to dig a hole. My
Dig
new
a
skills in
hole.
rifle, not shovel.
Okay. Well, that sounds like Woodrow Tango grabs his lantern, a shovel, a rifle, and ditches. What are the other three doing? I guess Sebastian Thornbury is very important to check with as well, as you need to get into your wheelchair.
Yeah, like that's the first thing I'm doing. Like, I'm also making sure I have some kind of firearm.
I'm going to get myself tooled up.
I think,
And my
to be
pistol.
fair, you've all got your weapons of choice close to hand, so everyone snatches their guns. Sounds like a good minimum here.
Yep. I also grab my trowel, make sure that's on my belt.
Yep.
And my pockets are filled with sandwiches.
What are you going to say?
Why?
Sand for a second.
You never know, Benji.
Yeah, but
I'm just going to fill my pockets with ammo, like a sensible person.
I believe the ammo was in the boot.
I can open the boot.
Okay, that's fine. So, you hop out of the car, rather, Not like hop from the driver's seat and do a clear flip through the air and land in front of the boot. I mean, not unless you want to roll for it.
No, I do not want to roll for it. Not again.
Go on, it'd be very funny if you broke your neck. No, you rush out of the car, pop the boot, and start cramming as much ammunition for which gun into your pockets as you can.
Rifles, I don't think. The elephant gun ammo's a bit big.
Probably. I have no idea how big an elephant gun bullet is.
Fucking massive. You know the really big bullets they have for 50 BMG for like a Barrow and shit, where it's like as long as someone's finger? Yeah. Think that if it had crippling obesity and it weighed about 500 pounds.
They do not weigh 500 pounds.
No. But if it was a person, it would be cripplingly obese and weigh 500 pounds. Is my point.
You can say double the size, right?
It's not double though, it's more.
Triple. Quadruple.
It looks like it's these bad boys on the right here. It's big, but to be fair, you've got pockets. You can shove them in if you'd like. You're already going to be jangling quite a bit.
Yeah, but my point is,
that's fine.
The one on the second one in from the left is a normal pistol bullet. The other one is just a long rifle bullet. Then think about how many of those you could actually stick in your pocket.
I guess the gun itself is probably more difficult to carry than the ammunition.
That's what I was extent, yeah.
Because you could get like 2 or 3 of those per pocket. Regardless, that's fine. You grab a couple of rifle clips, start shoving those in. And then we let young Nicholas grab his tools, Carl's nabbing his wheelchair, which I guess was in the back seat, probably makes the most sense, and plopping himself into it with his recently acquired specialty in wheelchair-based athletics.
You get practiced with these things, right?
Well, apparently you do.
Yeah, you've discovered a natural talent. Okay. Gentlemen, you have all grabbed something from the car. You've got your various sandwiches and paraffins, or emergency paraffins rather, and guns and munitions. The searchlights are beginning to play over the moor. They're not too strong, but they're more than good enough to pick out your vehicle at the very least, even at this range.
Oh, did someone grab the 10-foot pole?
The what, sorry?
The 10-foot pole.
Damn, that was the most important thing.
We're going sans lights, aren't we?
I personally was taking the piss. But
teeth in rage.
Creed, did you say you picked it up?
No, so I don't have the room.
If I had another hand, I would.
But for now, I just want to stalk towards White Mountain, try to avoid the searchlights.
Okay, in that case, I will take the highest of Dex or Perception plus Stealth from everyone. As you're scattering, these will all be individual rolls. I will give you Diff 7.
Dex or Deception, you say?
I said
Dex or Perception.
Okay, sweet. I can roll off Perception and not get a 2 dice minus.
What was the difficulty there, sorry?
Diff 7.
Diff 7, okay. Thank God. Only 1 degree of success.
Oh, well. Stop.
Yeah,
Christ,
Perception stealth.
Yeah,
I
Reginald
really
stays to the last moment, cramming his pockets with ammunition. It's only when he notices a searchlight, like, maybe a meter or 3 away, just about to find the car, that he scatters in the opposite direction.
I got 2 success, by the way.
Oh, actually, I had 1 extra dice. I don't think it matters.
Yeah, we usually drop the last one, and the last one was a failure for you anyway.
No, I think I'm supposed to have 1 more.
Oh, fair. Well, I mean, Woodrow Tango bailed out the car first, and on 3 successes, he's gone. He's off into the night, having remembered the Panther experience from the previous night. Sebastian stops a moment. Popejack stops a moment to steady Sebastian, and then the 2 commissioned officers likewise scatter. A few seconds of silence follow, and then a distant, guttural shout, and then the sound of machine gun fire begins ricocheting down the moor line.
Are they shooting the car?
They are shooting the car.
The bastards!
Oh, the council's gonna have my head for this.
They are indeed. You had one job. Oh, 2 to 3 jobs.
This is right.
They had... Christ, they had 3 or 4 of these things. Not all of them would be in position to fire, but a good some of them would be, so we can assume 3 or 4 machine guns at least. Not all of those are going to hit, but it is a pretty large and pretty stationary object, even at quite a distance, so they just start raking it with machine gun fire. It, and to an extent, the moors around it. This does, at the very least, light up their position pretty well. You can see that the foremost vehicle is just starting up the slopes of White Mountain. The other 3 are strung out in a line behind it, having fanned out just a little bit to try and bring more of their guns to bear on the rear target. The firing goes on for just a minute or 2, but it's enough to very visibly, utterly wreck the car. The engine is annihilated. Anything that was in the front seats is almost certainly chewed up. The back's probably not looking too rosy, and the 10-foot pole has been chewed into absolute nothingness.
No!
The machine guns fall silent. A pair of lanterns light up on the slopes, followed by another, and another, and they start descending. Legionnaires coming to investigate. Alright, gang, you are a little bit scattered over the moor. What are we doing?
The hunt is on.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep trying to get up to the slope of White Mountain.
Yeah.
I figure it's the rendezvous point, right?
Yeah, if possible.
I'm going to try and take out as many of them. I'm going to try and take as many out as I can.
If I get close to any, I might try and charge them.
Okay, well, I mean, it sounds like Reginald's buying you all time to get forward. So, in that case, I think Reginald is our operative character. Alright. Clearly, Romans did not fight in World War I, because they have got lanterns out on only somewhat rugged terrain. And you have a rifle. A rifle and 4 dots in firearms. It is dark, they are still somewhat small targets, and the guns of the day, though accurate, are not that accurate, so I'm going to ramp it up from the usual combat difficulty to diff 8, but that will be... Christ, Dex, Firearms, diff 8, please, to start
I will spend my last willpower point.
Okay, let's see it.
What I did.
Net 2 successes.
Fortunately, I'm not using the elephant gun, so my speciality doesn't come into effect.
No. For the rest of the gang, you hear shots ring out over the moor, the distinctive cracks of Reginald Foxley Smythe's rifle. One of the lanterns drops to the ground. Seconds later, another follows it. The rest quickly extinguish. And then the machine guns open up again. This time, walking themselves out from the car. Smaller rifle shots begin pouring down from White Mountain. Reginald Foxley Smythe, I will take... I think perception alertness, please. Difficulty 7 to assess the tactical situation here. Is
1, so 4 degrees of success.
Yeah, net 4 successes on assessing the tactical situation. Where was that when you were driving?
I don't know. I might have saved the car.
Lady Luck is heartless.
Cruel and heartless bitch.
Alright. Well... 4 successes. Yeah, you can hear where a lot of their gunshots are going. You can the sound they make as they ping off of the moorland rocks or thwack, thud into the soft dirt and moss of the ground. They've got no idea where you are. They're suppressing firing the area around and hoping to draw you out. Some of the shots are near you, but you'd estimate that those are quite random. At this point, if they hit you, it's going to be dumb luck on their part. That said, they have lost the remaining lanterns. They've been extinguished. So you're now aiming at quite a range into the pitch black. Their infantry probably can't advance whilst they keep machine gun firing, though.
Is it... How is the moon looking?
We went over it earlier. It is waning. It's a little over half full at the moment, but even so, the light is unnaturally dim. There's almost nothing coming through. It looks more grey than bright white.
Shame, because they're wearing shiny metal armor.
Do they have metal armor, Sebastian?
Yeah.
Scrap that.
They're both...
Fair. Yeah. I mean, there may still be ways you can make that work. What are we thinking?
Oh, while I'm stealthing forward, can I occasionally flick up and double flash the lantern in their general direction?
If he does that, I should be able to see the reflections.
It's just a candle lantern, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
I had an electric one, remember, from my paranormal kit.
Ah.
Torch.
Oh,
It will clue them in on where you are.
I thought you had a torch and also a candle lantern.
Well, I would bring my one.
You bring also?
I would have had my one. That's what I thought I'd bring.
I mean, it's not unreasonable to assume that you've still got it clipped to your belt at least, so worst case scenario, I guess you've got a lantern and a torch. Using your newfangled modern torch technology as you unclip it from the belt, you start flashing it up the slope. This involves you in the combat, I'm afraid, as it lights up your position pretty handily, and they've still got those machine guns. Woodrow Tango.
Yep, that's fine. My intention is to flash it up, then duck down, move position, and flash it up again.
Yeah.
Goddamn streakers.
God damn it, Carl. I'm going to take another perception stealth, and this time I'm going to call that diff 7, please.
Oh.
4 bloody successes.
The old tango maneuver.
Reginald, you've just about resigned yourself to the knowledge that you're going to have to start taking pot shots back, but you have no real ability to gauge where anything or anyone is other than the cars that you almost certainly can't damage at this range. When there's a sudden bright white blast of light up the slopes. The range doesn't go too far, but it goes far enough to illuminate what look like 8, 9 legionnaires coming down the slopes for you, more since the lanterns were cast on the ground. Machine gun fire rakes over the spot. But 20, 30 seconds later, there's another blast of light, and this time you're ready. Alright. Dex firearms again, please. Same diff.
That is 3 successes.
3 successes.
Because okay, so I'm using a rifle, which doesn't count as large caliber, right?
No, I don't think so. You specified the elephant gun, so I don't think a standard rifle is the same.
Fair.
If you were using like artillery or a mortar or even like a really big shotgun or something, I might give it to you. But
just to check, because otherwise it'd be like exploding successes. Why, hello, gentlemen.
No, I mean it's a valid ask. The 10s don't explode; they just double. No more Dark Heresy Season 1 fucking exploding 10 damage bullshit.
I love exploding 10 damage bullshit.
For the next 2 or 3 minutes, the pattern repeats. The light flashes, you sight a target, squeeze, and there's a scream in the distance. Woodrow Tango is moving steadily towards White Mountain, but at an angle. And the fact that he's drawing a good deal, if not most, of the machine gun fire is actually doing you a number of favors. Makes it a lot easier to sight people if you don't have to constantly worry about being raked by anti-personnel guns. Meanwhile, in the background, Sebastian Thornbury, having the decidedly unfortunate position of needing to wheelchair stealthily across the moor, is... I would usually be asking for a roll here for both you and Popajack, but the both of you have one hell of a distraction.
Thank you to all parties involved.
Yeah, this is not easy. The only reason you're getting away with this is that there are 2 other party members who are actively shooting at them. Popajack does have the ability to crawl on his belly, so he's got that going for him. I guess in an
I just-
emergency you can tip your wheelchair over, but it's not really
Yeah.
the same.
I'm just a rock in the moors. Don't mind me.
Every time the flashes start, you stop still as quickly as you can.
Oh, it's fucking Squid Game.
Still not seen it.
Neither have I just know that particular scene because it gets referenced a lot.
So, I think we can do one more round of torch and gun stuff. So, for your run and move, Woodrow, that'll be stealth plus dex, did I say last time? Yeah, stealth plus dex.
It was perception last time.
Oh, sorry, perception dex. And I'm going to raise the difficulty by 1 to 8 this time, as they are pouring a lot of focus onto you. You're clearly working as a spotter here, and that's causing them major issues.
Would this be in any way getting me willpower points from my traditionalist nature? We're going back to basics. We're doing things like we did in the trenches.
Regain a point of willpower anytime the proven way turns out to be the best. You know what? I think that's pretty fair. Were you a fucking trench sniper? You bastard!
Never light more than 2 cigarettes with the same match. Because I'll be watching, Jerry.
I fucked that up.
You really did.
That's a botch.
Oh no.
I need to go look up what damage a Maxim gun does.
A lot.
Pretty bad. Yeah, quite a bit.
To be fair, extreme range will take a little bit of the sting off of it, but only a little bit, and it's still
Am I
Maxim.
allowed to try and dodge bullets in this?
Probably, but you don't want me to.
At range, he should be able to do it, because Maxim guns for ballistics are not especially...
Yeah, it's just there's like 6 of them, so we don't really get into the actual dodge stuff. I think that will be more hurt than help. So I just need to find roleplay amongst yourselves, remember. I just need to find the fucking bloody source book thing.
Who thinks we're going to make it to the
Has anyone
second
else
round?
been watching the new season of The Witcher?
Somebody's watched the first season, actually.
It's good. It is good.
I think my brother's house sitting for a mate tomorrow, and he's got like a huge screen. So we're going to go down there and watch it on his screen.
Right.
Has anyone seen the new Spider-Man yet?
No, I might go see it. Some point at the other day, but
You know, I saw it the other day. It's very good. Did enjoy.
Okay. Where's my Maxim gun? On page 7. Okay, that's so it does 8 dice of damage. Obviously these aren't like specifically Maxim guns, but it's the best period machine gun profile I've got. Well,
They're all pretty similar at this stage in time.
yeah. So we can probably halve that for the range. But there are like sodding 4 of them. 4, 5, 6. Cool. So you know what? It's a box.
How far away are they? How far are we from them?
Like 200-300 meters.
That is pretty far for a Maxim gun.
Yeah, we've been letting you snipe. Well, 1, they're not specifically Maxim guns. It's just the best profile I have, and 2, we have been letting you snipe people with a rifle at this range.
Yeah, but rifles can hit that range at this point. The ballistics will let you. The Maxim gun's strength is not that it's really, really good at putting bullets a long way down range. It's that it's really, really good at spitting out a lot of bullets into a line.
What is the rifle you've got?
Be an Enfield.
I have down here the range, approximate working range for Lee Enfield is about 120 meters.
The ballistics for the bullets for those things is about 600 meters. You can hit people a lot further away than 120 meters operational range.
Yeah, I mean, so I think the same should apply for the Maxim, basically. Like, I've already halved.
They're different guns.
I've just. No, I get that, but I have just halved the damage pool for all of them.
I'm just saying is they're not going to be super accurate, so I think he should be able to take a dodge.
Yeah,
it's not going to be an easy dodge.
We're gonna see how many are hitting him first. So, Creed, I will take a D3 plus 3 to see how many actually, rake you.
Yeah, we all know that was going to happen, didn't we?
Fuck, sorry. Okay, so that's all 6. Cool. 6 times 4. That's 24 dice of damage. So dodge-wise, you'd be pretty screwed. Because...
No nice cover I can dodge behind?
It is quite... Well, I mean, usually I'd say yes, but you did botch it. I also don't want to insta-kill you off one botch.
Sort of roll to lessen it by some amount. Pretty bleak, sir.
Alright, let's do a...
Bless you, I think.
No, it's a cough, I'm afraid. I will take Dex Athletics difficulty 6, and let's see how many successes you get. So 1 isn't going to obfuscate damage, all of the damage, but let's just see how well you're able to at least throw yourself to cover as their machine guns sight you. So that's 4 successes. Okay. Cool. Here is what we will say. We will give you 5 dice of lethal damage. And say
what does dice mean in that?
Oh, sorry. So it just means that you check 5 boxes up to X, basically.
Doesn't that put him at -5 to all of his dice rolls?
I think it puts me one off that.
One off -5.
Yeah, that'd be the same damage as me. Hey, wheelchair bros.
And you're sent hurtling bodily down the slope, spraying your own blood everywhere and screaming in pain. Everyone else, what do? You will have seen this. Also probably bleeding there, so you're going to need first aid, or you will bleed out quite rapidly, either from yourself or someone else.
Well, I'll go to his aid as soon as I can, but first I'm going to try and take out as many of the shooting people as we can. Whilst they're opening up and therefore exposing themselves with a lot of light.
Yep.
Was that you? Did you overnap, Ollie?
No,
hey guys.
I was having dinner with my family.
Oh, what a nerd.
So I'm guessing you're on different equipment as well.
Yeah, I won't be able to be online. I can try and log on to Roll20, but honestly, someone might have screen share if you want to. Otherwise, I'm just here for the ride, I'm afraid.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh yeah, I'll give you a good ride.
We can We can screen what's it called? Screenshot you your stats and just have someone else.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. Yeah, that'd be perfect. Yeah.
I know not everyone's at Benji's level of pro. Be able to play whilst running a bar, or Carl's successfully play from Tesco without anyone realizing he's in Tesco levels. But we can handle you.
Forgot about that. That was great.
Because I thought it was obvious that I was out and about. I thought it was picking up the what's the term, ambient sounds and stuff as well.
No, on the way back it was, but anything.
Thank you. It's appreciated.
No worries. Sorry, your the reception's quite bad, Ollie, so I don't know if there's anything you can do about that. But just so you know that you're not super clear, but you are vaguely still hearable.
No worries.
Oh, sorry, I don't know what's up with my lungs. They decided to suddenly pop.
They're
They're
ripening.
not ripening. God damn it! God damn it!
You say this, but they clearly are.
It's great.
Yeah. You get one.
Fucking. Why do I. Rage. So Sorry, between the coughing and various things, I've completely lost track of who had an action queued. Was someone trying to do something as Creed bleeds out?
Oh. Well, obviously, because they're all going to be shooting at Creed, I was going to use this opportunity to fire at them whilst they open up. Because obviously they're going to expose themselves in terms of lots and lots of light coming from the bullets.
Yeah, that's fair. You can take some more pot shots at the infantrymen.
I'd like to use the opportunity to try and move up on them, as I don't think my pistol can reach them from this far.
Yeah, you've had a good solid few minutes of uninterrupted being able to move through the dark at a, I guess, sort of Skyrim-esque crouch. So we'll see how Benji's shots go first, then we'll do yours. I'll be...
If anyone wants me to do some stuff,
If anyone wants what?
I think you want if to fix some
I can
stuff. He's available. Oh, he can shoot. Sorry.
No, so the car has left Tutley without WoD now, Ollie, and you're like following a bunch of armored cars up the mountain, but they've spotted
Shot the car.
Yeah, they've spotted you, shot the car. You've all bailed out, and then you were kind of putting up actually pretty effective counter sniping, but then they sighted Creed and he got shot up by
He got winged by
machine guns. I mean, he got more than winged. I guess considering the amount of bullets that were getting put down at him, it was only really winged. Because he should be a red mist, but we didn't want to kill him off one botch, so we've let him get away with the Carl special.
-2 to physical rolls, baby.
Oh boy.
Like that, like I say, it can get pretty damning as well. Like, because there are times where it's like, a physical roll. I only have one die available. Let's hope I don't botch.
Yeah.
So you're essentially in the dark alone at the moment, Ollie, but everyone else fighting has given you and the other two who haven't fought so far more like space to move away without being at risk.
then I suppose I'll move away then as far as I can and head towards a safer area.
I think,
but I realised someone else was having their go then.
I think everyone was kind of heading towards White Mountain, but it's also somewhat debatable what you're going to do with that situation as they're trying to drive these armoured cars with the machine guns to the top. But
no worries.
We'll play out a little bit more and come back to you. So,
okay, no worries.
Reginald, that'll be Dex, firearms. I'm going to up the difficulty 1 to 9 because you're going off of just very distant muzzle flashes at this point.
That's showing me exactly where they are.
It's still a very difficult shot to make at extreme range in a micro instant whilst they're sort of running down the slope. You're making it a tool, but you're still like pinpoint sniping people 200-300 meters away in the almost pitch black. And also, as we've been letting you get away with fucking muzzle flashes with no one figuring out where you are, you do not want to play the muzzle flashes instantly show you where you are or where someone exactly is card.
Because I don't think muzzle suppressors have been invented yet.
Actually, I have no idea.
Flash hiders are not really a thing, just because, large scale special forces are not really a thing. So there's not a huge amount of people sneaking around in warfare. It's still the age of the battle and the campaign.
Because I don't think the OSS is a thing yet either.
Nope. Also, that lot didn't bother with flash hiders. They were too busy coming up with stupid gadgets that didn't work.
Inspector Gadget.
4 teenagers with too much money and moral license.
I'll get you next time, Gadget.
It would be funny if it wasn't so
Can we
horrible.
please have a gadget campaign?
It's really unjust that there are exactly 2 voices I have any talent for outside of a West Country accent, and it's Gollum, which is, I guess, usable, and fucking Dr. Claw. I'm so mad.
It's
we all know you
well.
bought.
Oh,
nothing.
Well, okay.
That was actually 2 successes by my count from Reginald, who, even in the pitch black, even 300 meters away, even intermittently apparently rolling around to change his position to keep his muzzle flash disguised, is still able to snipe off 2 of the advancing legionnaires. Or at least their sudden lack of shots indicates such.
Can we see roughly how far up the hill they are?
Not very far up at all, actually. The furthest most car had only just started up the slopes.
Okay, cool.
I believe Popajack was queued up next. Popajack, did you want to have been, because you've had time to maneuver, so you can be where you'd like to be, basically.
I would be comfortably flanking them.
Cool. Is that trying to flank the group as they come down the mountain, or flank the group as they come towards the injured?
Are the machine guns moving, or
the machine guns have? I mean, they're swiveling, but they have stopped at this point.
Yeah, I'd like to try to flank the machine guns. So I might need moving up a bit more. I don't know.
Yeah. I hate to say it, I think you might be able to get away with it, right?
Yeah.
So my logic follows here. You're not really wearing anything shiny. You're not currently shooting. There are people coming down the slopes, but they're all either firing vaguely in Reginald's direction or going towards the one guy who they saw who was flashing. They have no reason to believe that you're there.
Yep. So if I can get comfortably close, as in pretty goddamn close to the machine gunners in the pitch black.
Probably.
And then, while they're shooting, masking my shot with their shooting, slowly pick them off one by one.
I'm going to be really embarrassed if you say
This is really coherent and well thought out plan. Who are you and what have you done with young Nicholas?
We were all thinking it, right? It wasn't just me. I don't know, I was
No, this is a sound military stratagem.
Yeah.
What the... Where is our young
Who are you
Nicholas?
fucking up with our Nick?
Yeah, I didn't catch any spider references, nothing about ghouls.
No demons at any point.
It's true.
I like how Creed is currently writing a note about young Nick.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I forgot about my stream. That's my highlight notes.
That's actually alarmingly cogently thought out. I can't even say that can be that difficult.
Bunch of stationary targets who are illuminating themselves.
Who aren't paying attention. The machine gun. There's 6 fucking machine guns. They're going to disguise the retort of the pistol.
Yeah.
You've already seen inside one of these things once. Fuck. Firearms.
Firearms as well.
Dex firearms. I'm gonna call it Diff 5.
Dex firearms.
Damn.
I'm gonna. You know what? And just for shits and gigs, I'm gonna pop a willpower into it as well.
If you'd botched this, I would have been so happy.
I know. That's why I put a willpower into it.
Why are you gonna deny me that?
Because this is... Oh, wow.
Very glad. That was close. That's 2 successes, thankfully.
Is 2 successes.
The universe attempted to correct itself, but was denied.
Yeah, those
denied.
fucking double 1s balancing out the double 9s are really... There's something fundamental about
I like
there.
the 6. The 6, though, still would have given him a success, so I feel like it's a warning, almost, by the story.
Yeah.
Because it's don't
You
do
can
that
have it
again.
this time. And because I spent the willpower, that's 2 successes.
It is 2
Read
successes.
the rules next time.
Okay, so, Popajack's done this dance before. Popajack knows how this works. Everyone out there is doing the dying, getting shot by machine guns, whilst Popajack sneaks round the fucking side, apparently, and starts rolling up the flank.
Executing machine gunners. Pop one, pop another.
The first
Have I
car-
seen Popajack do that?
No, this
Never
is
mind.
in the pitch black. No one will even know it's he's not communicated this to anyone. He's just been... To be fair, he kind
Machine guns are just gonna stop all of a sudden, what's going on?
So the first car is cleared out with little problem. The second car is cleared out with little problem. The third car is cleared out with little problem. The fourth car, a turret begins scanning towards you. There's still the echoing din of machine guns, but it's grown noticeably quieter, as half the guns have fallen silent. Nevertheless, 2 pistol shots go off, and you're able to more or less silence that one too. But at this point, the other 2 cars have essentially cottoned on that there's a third assailant. 4 legionnaires barrel out into the darkness. None of you have torches. They don't know where you are. You vaguely know where they are. What are we doing, Poperjack? What's your plan?
I'm going to go back to the car just before this one, jump in the turret, shoot the other turrets, and then shoot the people.
Okay. You can probably find a car that's at a bit of an angle so it can hit the last 2 cars. I will take... That's a lot of speedy shooting to get the remaining 2 cars and all the guys in the pitch black. I guess they're close enough that you... Sorry?
It's a machine gun as well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is a machine gun, but you still have to, like, pull it around between the 3.
I see, yeah.
Because they're presumably designed to be, like, somewhat easy to move, but it's still well before the advent of power steering, so it's not going to be a fast swivel.
Yeah, fair enough.
And there'll be some light up here, actually, because they've got the lights pointing down towards where Cread is, so there'll be just, like, ambient spillover. Cool. I will take Dex Firearms Diff 7, please.
I'm going to use willpower again.
Cowardice. Nail. Aha!
Still a success, though.
That is still a success. Should have been a botch.
Sorry, gods.
It's another.
The universe is attempting to correct itself out with young Nicholas and his sound military thinking.
I think what here is though, is for every willpower you use, the rubber band gets stretched back more and more until you're not going to have any willpower.
Nothing but ones.
Yeah. Nothing but ones, yeah.
I wish to roll not to die, but I have no willpower. Oh no.
So, on one success, you're able to rapidly pump machine gun fire into 1 sponson, 2 sponson, 3 sponson, 4 sponson, and then swing round to get at 1 legionnaire, 2 legionnaires as they come near to you. But you hear a bestial howl from the other side of your car. The final 2 legionnaires have come up behind you. And let's skip back over to someone else.
Can I get my demeanor, Thrill Seeker?
Where to go?
Pumping that willpower.
Sure.
Thank you.
Because Nick knows he needs it for whatever role he does next.
Gotta have the willpower. How else will he spit in God's face?
I got 4 willpower left, so.
Well, motherfucker, you don't even need it. You know, don't even ask for it. You just shouldn't be taking it, mate. Live life to the fullest. YOLO.
I really should have audited him more heavily. Oh no, he's only got 7 this time around. I remember him claiming he had 10 willpower at one point.
I was trying to make a swing for it, but yeah, no, I haven't.
Oh yeah, no, so it's not even bullshit. That's the worst bit. He's just been really husbanding the shit out of his willpower. Okay.
It's like, when I need it, I know I need it, so I save it up.
So, Sebastian Thornbury, you don't have to roll anything, but let's just check in. How are we doing on your end? In fact, Sebastian and Holden Twite, how are we doing on your ends? You're both currently not involved in the firefight. You've been, like, creeping through the blackness. What are we doing?
Is this blackness, like, a completely... is it an unnatural, like, blankness? Like, dulling of the senses?
The moon should be brighter than it is. but it is still mid-December, so
Okay.
it's not this unusual for it to be dark.
Can I see anyone I need to take shots at?
Not easily, frankly. They've been doing visual tricks to try and get shots at them previously.
And just to confirm, I know I've missed a little bit. Is it, well, a lot actually. Is it Legionnaires are turning into werewolves and we're hunting them? And these
No.
armored cars as well?
No, it's soldiers from Tutley Barracks who are doing the Caesar's Legion thing, but through sleep control stuff.
Ah, okay, more sleep murder. Nice. Cool. I will follow Sebastian's lead.
Carl?
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, I'm going to maintain my stealthy creep, and pretty much just try and find the opposite side of the hill to what they're going.
That's fair. So you're just trying to scooch around with the intent of circling around to the complete opposite side of White Mountain, and then moving over from there, moving up from there. Then sort of moving somewhat with you, but keeping a lower profile is Holden Twite, presumably there in case you need to ditch the wheelchair, so that you have at least a fighting chance of someone who might carry you.
Yeah.
It's for the people, right? One for all. It shouldn't matter who we are.
Mm-hmm. So you're looking very proletariat right now, motherfucker.
I'm just appealing to what should be your sensibilities.
Mm-hmm. Tell me, do you know what the word proletariat even means?
Or the something people? I don't know.
I'm leaving you to die in that wheelchair.
What a phrase.
How am I to ever learn if I die? Surely one converted can convert another rather than just letting him die off.
Please convert me, please. Don't let me die. Please convert me.
Just call me Conversion Daddy.
Oh my.
Call you daddy.
So, this conversation, partially canon, partially not, presumably, bits and pieces. Some of it going on through hushed whispers and vague facial expressions exchanged in the gloomy darkness.
Call me Daddy, he whispered in the gloom.
God damn it. So, I guess let's check in with Woodrow Tango. You're currently being rushed by Legionnaires and thoroughly shot to pieces and bleeding out. What are we doing?
Well, I don't have any medical stuff to help myself. So I'll just hope someone's coming to fix me. Until then, if there's any sort of place where I can, I'll take position with my rifle ready to smack someone if they get close enough.
Drive me closer, I wish to hit them with my sword.
He's lying at the bottom of a hill on his own.
I mean, in this case, there'll be, bring them closer, I wish to smack them with my sword.
That's okay. At last he saw it was 12 of these nightmare brainwashed legionnaire monsters, or monster folk rather, I guess, rushing down towards him. So they're coming. They're coming. You can feel yourself gradually slipping into shock. Your head going woozy, your vision swimming even in the bleak blackness. This might be it.
Is there any way I can try and save Tango?
Not after having positioned yourself with Sebastian, I'm afraid.
I was just kind of with him. I didn't actually know, but I mean, I am with him now, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, you just said you were following Sebastian's lead.
Yeah, because I thought we were together because you said now it's on to Holborn and Sebastian, so I thought we were together.
Sorry, no, that was a miscommunication. No, in fact, you were
okay.
separate before you said that.
Okay, I thought we were together. I thought my schlorped character was with him or something.
No, we were just kind of ignoring Alan, honestly.
Okay. Is there any chance that I can be with Tango or help Tango in some way? I know it's a bit cheeky, but also I didn't realise I actually was just able to put myself wherever.
He hasn't done anything yet, to be fair. He's just said, I'm going along here.
Okay, you know what? I will allow this on the condition that you agree never to use the word daddy in a session ever again.
I make no strong promises, but I give you a guarantee of at least the next 2 campaigns. Okay, Daddy?
Take it. Okay, so everything turns the colour of disappointment for a moment. Disappointment which looks a lot like Slough. And all of a sudden, Holborn Twite is significantly further away from Sebastian Thornbury. Trying to... Well, I mean, how are you making your way over to the almost certainly murderized corpse of Woodrow Tango?
Gears of War run. What's it called? The
Roadie Run.
There's a name. That's it. Yeah, we'll call it that. Rifle out, clips all in, presumably. Big old golden wrench in one hoop through his overalls.
You rush towards the fallen magnetist. He may not be a scientist, but... Oh, sorry.
He may have been posh. He may not have been a scientist. But damn it, he said at least 3 words. I didn't mind. His demeanor was not too bad.
There's something to be said for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not too difficult for you to find Woodrow. He's not able to stay particularly still. Between the rapidly onsetting delirium and his occasional groans and moans, not to mention the strong scent of his coppery blood in the air. You're pretty quickly able to home in on him. Home in. Woodrow Tango.
Hello.
It'll be, I think, perception, alertness, difficulty...
I'm back.
Difficulty 6, please, to realise who that is coming at you out of the blue.
I'm back.
Hey.
How have things gone in my absence?
Yeah, we had a little discussion over something. Woodrow, for a moment, you're all ready to shoot this figure. But on what looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 successes, your vision swims into focus for an instant, and you recognise the silhouette of Holborn Twite. You fancy you may even be able to hear him, but you notice that all you seem to be hearing is the distant boom of the artillery in the war. You may not have served in the trenches, but you flew over them more than once. What are we doing then, the two of you? You are currently reunited in the base of a little rise that Woodrow tumbled down.
Okay. Oh, really? He tumbled down. That's appropriate.
He is rapidly bleeding out. He's taken, even a quick diagnosis shows that he's taken 2-3 cross streams of machine gun fire. He's more meat than man at this point.
I'm going to... I take out the rags that I have, and I'm sort of sizing them up to his body, where the stitching from the bullets looks both the most and the least severe, and seeing if I can figure out a way to wrap this man up tight enough that he may turn into a sausage, but he'll be at least all together.
Okay.
And tightly wrap this man.
Between that and the time pressure, that will be... I think that's going to be Intelligence Medicine difficulty 8, please.
Yes, someone will have to roll that for me, please. I don't know if I have any willpower.
Willpower.
Not Nick.
You have 2 points of willpower going.
Okay. I will take. I'm going to spend a point of willpower, and I will nominate Chris to do this, please.
Cool. What was the dice?
Looks like it was a net pool of. Oh, that's your sheet. Why did I open that? Net pool is 4.
With a willpower. Oh, I make that with 2 successes, actually.
Oh, I'm
3, I
so
think.
sorry.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you had a willpower. It looks like you actually didn't. I was
Oh,
looking at the wrong
well,
sheet.
1 success then.
It's still 1 success. It's my bad.
That's alright. That was a sneeze cough. You don't hear those very often.
No, it's not a. I don't know why they sound like sneezes over Discord. They're really, really just coughs.
I think there's a bit that it cuts out from the start and the end, so you get the quiet build up where it sounds like a and it cuts out. And you
Yeah.
go,
So the auto filter's only picking some of it up.
yeah, that's why it sounds like a sneeze.
Fair.
Oh, with 1 success, I suppose
One
you probably
success.
look a bit like a good sneeze.
Yeah, it's more like you rapidly stuff what you can where you can to at least stop him bleeding out here and now. He's not going to die from blood loss unless he gets shot again for the duration of the scene. That brings you on to problem number 2, which is the unknown but up to 12, 13 Nightmare Legionnaires rushing down the slope towards you.
How are they nightmare like? Are they phantasms? Are
Excessive self-mutilation.
Ah, well, that still means they're human then, and excessive self-mutilation means they can also bleed. So I am going to take shots at them, I think.
You've had trouble sighting them due to the bloom. It's actually how Creed got shot. Is he was flashing a torch so that their metal would show up for Benji to take shots. So also they have guns, so if they could.
Theo!
What?
Sorry, my dog suddenly barked right next to me.
Yeah. So
Could I make a perception check to see if I can figure out where they are?
I mean, they're coming straight towards you. They know where Creed was, and you came over here. Oh, they know where Woodrow Tango was, and you came over here. So they don't know like exactly where he is, but they know he's down here. So any second now they'll start cresting, or any second, or within the next 10 to 30 seconds, they'll start cresting the rise and rushing down towards you.
I took-
are you any stealthy?
My dear boy, I'm afraid not. I was thinking though, how would you feel about, one final glorious last stand? As in, maybe I drag you back as you take shots at them with your pistol if you have one. Or perhaps I shoot them a few times with my rifle, see which ones I can get, and then I drag you back whilst you shoot at them with your so then I gallantly abandon you when, things are looking a bit too tough.
Just as a point of clarification, they also have guns.
Yes, I remember you saying.
Well,
How do you feel about your body being used as a meat shield, my dear boy?
would my stealth roll still be going off perception for the time being?
I don't think you're really in a good state for it, honestly.
It's called flopping down the ground flatter.
Yeah, because the perception was counting because it was like you picking where to move in the darkness and like moving quickly and quietly. And you're not really in a great state to do that now, so I don't think it should still count, I'm afraid.
Ewan?
Yeah?
I have, I think, 4 ticks in mechanics toolbox, and I presume that means I have some things on me. Oil-soaked rags.
Really
maybe a
bottle
bottle.
with, but sure.
Would I have in any way enough on me to create a Molotov cocktail? Like, a bottle of methylated spirits,
They've not been invented yet.
a oily rag. Oh, okay. A bottle of, oil, an oily rag, and a match or something. With 4 dots.
We all took a small amount of paraffin with us.
Paraffin is very, very non-explosive, I'm afraid. You can actually quench fire in paraffin, is the degree to which it's not explosive. You shouldn't, but you can. I don't think you have the gear for that, I'm afraid, Ollie. You can probably whip up an oily rag on short notice. I don't think it'll do that much for you. I guess
No worries.
what you want is just a fire.
I want to be shot easier, don't you know? I want to give these boys a sporting chance.
Leaving my torch pointing up towards the hill and trying my hardest to stealth away, even if I'm on low rolls at the moment.
I can follow you with your stealth. We've done that before, so maybe you can point your torch up, you stealth, and I follow, and then I take a shot from further away.
Sure, I appreciate your trust in me. I'm game if the DM allows it.
Okay. So, scrabbling around for the torch, which is now gently soaking your blood. You have to hit it a few times to get the batteries inside to still connect, but with a little bit of percussive maintenance, you're able to flip it on and point it directly up the hill, where it will hopefully do a number on their night vision, buying you precious extra seconds. And then, whichever of you has the more of Dex Stealth, difficulty...
That would be Cread.
Difficulty 8.
A bit 3.
I would like. Can I hold an action in the sense that if I hear Cread making a very noisy getaway on the event of him failing his stealth, I start taking pot shots at the 13 self-muting thing? No, okay, that's fine. I thought I'd ask.
Okay, you can ask, but I think you can either ride on the coattails of someone's action. Cat, what are you doing, mate? You're just making ruffling noises in the background.
I'm going to use a willpower.
God damn it.
Yes, I'm ride on the coattails of Creed's success. It's good success as well.
Woodrow begins stumbling away, not really limping, more sort of using his feet to tumble himself end over end through the moors, half leading you...
Half leaving us cat.
Half leading his cat.
Hate it when I'm half cat.
No. Half leading him, half being led by him, the two of you flee straight backwards, just rushing for the road and rugged terrain, anything to put some distance between you and the oncoming infantry. Meanwhile, Reginald Foxley Smythe, you've just about managed to... Oh, are you there, by the way, Benji?
Yeah, I'm here.
Cool, sorry, I just wanted to double check. You've just about taken what pot shots you could in the darkness, when there's a sudden flash of light, and the Legionnaires rushing for Woodrow's position begin one by one to illuminate themselves. I will take, I assume, Dex Firearms, but what would you like to do?
I'll do Dex Firearms, please.
Dex Firearms, Diff 7. This is a much nicer source of illumination.
1 degree of success.
Is that 1 degree of success on 8 dice, Diff 7?
I haven't got more than, 2 degrees this entire session. It's been ridiculous.
What? Did you, stomp on a fairy or something? What's happened to your luck?
No, remember, I got a really good perception awareness roll, but everything else has been shit.
It's true. Well, you blow the brains out of the first one, but those after rush through the lights too quickly, and in an unfortunate spot of reloading, your chance is gone almost as quickly as it came. That said, by your count, I think you've killed just over half of them at this point, at least the ones that you know were definitely rushing down the hill. Which has definitely given something like a fighting chance. Meanwhile, Popajack. What are we doing? Young Nicholas, you're muted.
Mm-hmm. So, there are still enemies nearby, correct?
Yes, 2 enemies coming up at you on the other side of the car, so where they can't be machine gunned. From your sponsor.
Okay. I like to swivel machine gun so it's pointing down the hill towards the enemies, so I'm shooting them in the back.
I think you had the So if I follow the positioning right, you approach these guys from the side, but you were still coming from downhill, and then that means you were killing them in like the order you came to them, which means the final two were uphill, which means that the sponson that you had, which had to be angled to hit them to begin with, would be on the right-hand side, which means it can't push down. It can't view downhill.
Okay. In which case, that's fine. I'm just going to jam my trowel into the trigger guard so that it continues firing.
Okay. Doable.
So they think I'm still up there shooting. Then take out my pistol, and prepare for them to pop up and just pop them in the head as they come up, as they think they're sneaking up on me when really they're not. I'm just going to pop, done.
Okay. You hurl yourself out of the car. Pistol at the ready again. Already reloaded at this point, I think. And turn around, ready to get the Legionnaires. Unfortunately, rather than the Legionnaires entering the car, instead you see a pair of muzzle flashes. As they fire several rounds into it, the bullets ricocheting inside, one pinging outwards, whizzing past your head, almost taking a chunk out of your ear. A second later, one does enter. Dex firearms, diff 6. Diff 5, you were correct.
I'll willpower again. Rather not die.
Diff 5, though.
That's 5 successes.
Well, do you also have a specialty, Nick? Do you have a specialty with your firearm?
Firearm, no.
Christ. Yeah, no, a brace of shots to center mass, puncture the guy's heart, fly out the back, and he collapses inwards. The Legionnaire on the opposite side slams against the armored truck, taking cover, and growling at you, something thickly accented Yorkshire Latin. There's one Legionnaire.
I hear an example of that.
We tried. I can't do it.
Did I see,
It's fair.
or did I know which part of the car he slammed himself against for cover?
I will take... There are stab lights pointing downhill, so his feet would be silhouetted, sure. You can see that he's stood on, like almost flush against the sponson on the opposite side of the car.
And the part of the car he's got against.
Yeah.
Would it stop a bullet at this close range, or can I just pen?
It's an armored car and you've only got a pistol. I also, just so our mental image is correct, it sounded like you cast yourself quickly out of the car so that they wouldn't catch you immediately. So you're kind of laying on your back in the grass at this point.
Oh, I see. I assumed I shoved it in the... I was thinking if it's a swivel, it's on top of the car, so I shoved the thing in the gun and hid it inside the car, but that's fine.
We posted the things. If you scroll up, you should be able to see an example of the car. I'm pretty sure you were here last week, right?
No.
Oh, were you not?
No, it was myself, Chris, and Benji.
Oh. So it was. Yeah.
Oh, I see. My word. I see indeed.
Yeah, they're interesting little contraptions, aren't they? Like evil bathtubs.
Yeah.
Evil bathtubs, oh my god.
So I was on the sponsons.
Yeah.
I see now why it couldn't rotate. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And the other guy has slammed himself against where, sorry?
So he slammed himself against the sponson on the opposite side, essentially. So he's very thickly armoured. The only reason you know he's there is because you can see his legs silhouetted.
And my gun's still firing, I'm assuming. The machine gun I shoved the trowel into.
Yes. They shot inside, but they didn't remove the trowel or anything, so...
Cool. So the other guy should hopefully still be assuming that I'm in there. And I'll just wait for him. I'll do the same thing. Rinse, repeat until he just tries to poke in there, basically.
He's not a video game character, and he did just see you, murk the shit out of the other guy.
Okay. Let's,
Rule 1 of not dying is if you see someone enter a room and immediately get shot, You do not enter that same room without very good cause.
No, that's fair, but he still thinks I'm in that room.
Not really. They already shot in there and then sent someone in to investigate.
Okay.
So your ruse bought you precious seconds, but it's essentially played out at this point, I'm afraid.
Fair enough.
He knows you're somewhere on the other side of the car, or maybe inside the driver's compartment, I guess is the other option.
Let's, there's a little roll underneath the car. And just wait for him to, put a foot on the ground, and then we'll just shoot his foot, he'll collapse, and I'll shoot him in the head.
His feet are already on the ground.
Oh! Fuck it!
That's
Shoot his feet, then. Oh, I see silhouetted. I've got you now. I thought him in shadow. Okay, cool. Yeah, shoot his feet.
Okay, cool. Sure, you can shoot him in the fucking shins. Calves, I guess, from this angle.
And then when he collapses, I'll shoot him in the head. Yeah, it'd be fine. Yeah. And fuck it, another willpower, because I can. And I feel this is very dangerous right now, so... 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Yeah, that's net 3 successes. He collapses, screaming as his leg gives out. And I'm not going to make you roll again, because at that point, your plan's pretty well sussed. It's just a case of firing into the mass until the mass stops screaming.
What?
Timothy Pokejack, you have successfully soloed the 6 armoured cars. What do?
Get in one that can face the enemy down below and open fire on them.
Okay.
Oh, and first of all, take my trowel back, please.
You know, Nick, I'm really not liking the fact that you started getting all these, kill counts. Just all the time. It's not cool, man. Leave some bodies for the rest of us.
Sorry, guys, come on. Catch up. I've got one arm. How much more can I do for you?
That makes it worse and better.
Holden twice. Woodrow Tango. You've just climbed up a small rise, then rolled over the other side of it. You're exhausted, one of you's dying. The other one is weighing up whether to run or try and stay. The Legionnaires are catching up with you.
Can I see the Legionnaires because of the torch lights?
You have a moment of consideration before one that you hadn't realized was this close seems to materialize out of the darkness behind you. Gun in one hand, a vicious-looking knife in the other. And there's a brief microsecond where the two of you stare at each other. Hate and madness in his eyes. Fear and determination in yours.
Oh, I was away when I thought about it, but can I have been using the spade and my rifle as pseudo crutches?
Fair. Before, the Legionnaire dissolves
I've returned.
in
Sorry
a
about that.
spray of machine gun fire.
Oh god, who's dead now?
I turn to Woodrow. Well, looks like that problem sorted itself out.
The two of you are blinded by a spotlight pouring down the hill at you. The guns
I would like to turn.
The guns uphill have fallen silent. But they seem to have finished off by massacring the last, God, it must be 4, 5, 6 Legionnaires. As they rushed in a only somewhat staggered line vertically towards you.
Oh my boy, looks like through the good graces of teamwork and just the people working together, our enemy has been vanquished.
I think some individuals really shone through there.
I'm gonna. I'll move the spotlights so that everyone can see the hill, so they can get up easily. And I'll shout down to them like, "Come on, chaps, hurry up!"
Floating out over the chorus of low moans from those in the trailers, thoroughly deafened by the minutes-long firefight.
I turn to Woodrow.
All too posh voice of fucking Timothy Poperjack.
I'd like to have a sandwich while I wait.
I turn to Woodrow with in a whisper, because I don't want the man with the machine guns to hear me say this, but I'm surprised he didn't kill us all.
Oh, he's done
Just
quite well.
double checking. He didn't shoot you, did he?
I hope not.
Like, those wounds.
On that note, I just start shouting medic.
It's more or less that stage that the adrenaline finally wears off, and you kind of just like keel over backwards.
I guess I start trying to do CPR.
I'll spotlight them so the others know whether they are.
Is anyone responding to that cry?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm going to be running over with my medical training.
Well, it's kind of offensive you think my 1 dot in medical training isn't enough. What the hell, Benji?
Meanwhile,
What happens when you go to a poor school?
Sebastian Thornbury is almost halfway through his trek round to the other side of the mountain when he hears the guns fall silent.
Fuck you, posh boy.
Presumably, Sebastian, that means all of the rest of your colleagues are dead, as well as the car.
Naturally, must slink off into the distance, never to be found by the order of the hat. I shall take up a hermit's life in a cave.
I am
Chile.
now White Mountain.
We're cave people now.
Good thing you packed those sandwiches, eh?
Oi.
Why is it this group is always saved by fucking sandwiches? Live by the sandwich, die by the sandwich.
Carl,
Timothy
I think
Bojack
you would have heard me
quietly-
shouting at them.
Quietly.
Like, come on.
Probably not. He scooched quite a ways. You all were fighting for like
Okay.
4 or 5 minutes, and you are shouting downhill as well.
Yeah, fair enough.
And there's a
I
good
guess
deal
this
of-
means I must go to the top of the hill to attack them and stop them from getting to the top with all of my literal firepower.
determined. If his friends are dead, then they've died for a good cause. To buy him the time to get away, Sebastian wheels on, to his own doom or his unlikely victory. Either way,
Oh.
he leads forth.
Carl did just make a very good point and gave me a realization that if I ever gained access to magic, I would become some sort of pyro mage, just so I could say I have a lot of firepower. That's a good shout, Carl.
Really, really looking forward to the day I can have your body dumped in the Thames, Ollie.
That's right. You're going to be stuffed like a bear and put in your living room,
So,
but with aggressive hip thrusts rather than like, a bear sort of pose.
I can give you some aggressive prick thrusts.
God damn it.
Yeah,
Reginald
you-
Foxley Smythe, I will take intelligence medicine, please. Difficulty 8. This is a pretty severe wound you're dealing with here.
Well, Cread, I do hope I don't botch.
So
I thought it was
right.
more. I thought at this point Woodrow's more wound than man.
Yes.
I didn't botch! Haha!
That is a single success.
The story gods have only just forgiven you
Apparently so.
for whatever transgression you may have given.
Reginald Foxley
It's probably, to be fair,
Smythe.
it's probably all the shit talking of sandwiches I've been doing. Right.
You have only the most basic field kit.
And he's got quite a few bullet wounds.
He's got quite a few bullet wounds.
Yeah, basic.
But between sending Holman Twite to run back to the vehicle, or its remnants, to try and salvage what he can, even though there's a good deal of paraffin on most of it at this point.
It's alright, I guess not flammables. Probably fine.
Yeah,
Not that flammable.
flammability is not the issue. The issue is things that are covered in paraffin should not be used for medical aids.
No, I know, I just wanted to say. I just wanted to say. It's fine, it'll be fine. It's all good.
I don't know, you get paraffin and eye drops.
So,
Gasoline.
point is, it is a fairly tense medical operation. There's an immense amount of stray shrapnel in him, and at least 3 or 4 distinct tracks of bullets that have crossed him. frankly, it's a miracle he's even still alive. It's impossible to tell which organs have been hit, but certainly a number of them. By all rights, he should be dead. But some men just get lucky. If indeed you can call this type of wound luck. It takes you almost an hour, but you are eventually able to stabilize Woodrow somewhat, with a little bit of your limited supply of morphine. You're able to...
Sweet morphine.
You're able to bring him round to consciousness without him immediately passing out from the pain again. But he's at least a little bit spaced.
Well, that was quite the scuffle, wasn't it?
Perhaps you should try being shot by less bullets next time.
Quiet, you.
Your gaze kind of flicks, or rather languidly slides off to the side there, Woodrow. And you notice on a small handkerchief next to you a tiny pile of scrap metal. It takes you a moment to process that those look like the bullets that have been pulled out of you.
Good work, Reginald.
Thank you, sir. All in a day's work.
I take a speedy perception awareness test from you there, please, Woodrow.
Can I get willpower, please? I'm doing things for the gentry and they're thanking me.
That's fair, you know.
Yay.
Perception, what, sorry? Awareness.
Perception awareness, difficulty 7.
Oh.
Net 2 successes. You feel glad, relieved, you've survived, Wait a second. That pile of bullets, it can't be.
No, not the magnetron!
No.
Or whatever it was you called it.
Not the magnetron. You count 13 bullets in that pile.
Oh, no. Tell me, did all... Wait. No, of course they don't all have...
Do not worry, sir.
If they're in me.
I don't think I've got all the bullets out, because quite a few of them are in a bit deeper.
So there are more bullets in total, at least?
Yes.
A wild-eyed look overtakes Woodrow's face as he begs you to tell him that there are more bullets inside him.
I can confirm, sir, that there are indeed more bullets stuck in you.
Wonderful. And with as much strength as I can, I shall kick the pile of 13 bullets in front of me.
Sure, I'm not going to make you roll for it. You sort of idly kick at them, though it takes a phenomenal amount of willpower. Within a few minutes, you're able to gradually get to your feet, and using your gun as a stick, hobble forward.
And my shovel.
Oh, gun and shovel, yes, okay, so using them as crutches in that case, hobble forwards. Copperjack, you've had a good time chilling over at the armoured cars with the corpses. What have you been doing? As the rest of the group has slowly been doing their medical work, then started to hobble up towards you. You've had an hour here.
He's been keeping watch with the spotlights, making sure they're moved every now and then. They're all fanned out, and smoking a pipe.
Is fair. I will take perception alertness, please, Copperjack. Difficulty 7.
Nope. Simple fail.
You've seen nothing whilst you're on watch. Everything seems to be pretty much above board here, other than the dozens to hundreds of moaning villagers up here on the trailers with you. But they're not doing any harm where they are.
Were these all villagers kidnapped by the legionnaires and put into trailers to take to a sacrificial site?
Yes.
Oh,
Damn.
Can I actually, No, a military man would know. Can I take the firing pins out of all of the machine guns apart from the ones that I'm stationed on?
Let's have a look. What's your...
Got firearms 3
How many-
dots, and I've been in the army. I'd assume I know where the firing pin
Yeah,
and
I think that's entirely fair. And you've had an hour to go at this as well, so it's been a fairly leisurely... whistling your favourite tune to yourself as you go about this. What were you going to say, Ollie?
How many of the armoured cars are still viable?
essentially all of them. Two had their turrets shot up a little bit, their sponsons shot up a little bit by young Nicholas's car, but it's anyone's guess whether that actually did enough damage to really put them out of commission. And even if it did, it would probably mostly be guns.
So I'm going to turn to Timothy, and I'm going to ask him, hey, should we move our base? Should we move our things over to these armored cars and perhaps have two in a convoy? And I can move our things over, and I can get some ammo from the other ones.
Well, if possible, it'd be best to get the other one working as well, as it's magical in nature and doesn't run out of fuel, and we need to take it back. But yes, it might be worth taking one of these as well.
Oh, you've been back to that car, Holborn, I'm afraid, as Reginald had you getting some of medical supplies out of it, and it's total. The machine gun fire of it has, if nothing else, slaughtered the engine. I like to think when Timothy said, if you could, get it working again, the entire front fell off of it. Just in the distance, in the dark.
What do you mean you can't fix it? It's your one job! Jesus Christ, man, come on!
You see the front fell off.
Yes, okay. Move it back on!
What do we even keep you around for?
Yes, exactly.
Aren't they normally designed so that the front doesn't fall off?
Yeah, but in this case, in this case, the front did fall off.
Well, make it so it doesn't fall off then.
The problem there is, though, the front has already fallen off.
We'll take the front of one of these and put it on there. There you go, all solved.
The wavering voice of the injured man, not easily overridden by his arguing comrades.
No, I'm not a mechanic. You are, so fix it!
You, man, my good man, have never.
Or take the engine out of that and put it inside here. It's the engine that's magical, so just make that move.
Can I slap Timothy?
You can do it. I will pull a gun on you. You're not only being bullshit about refusing an order from a superior officer, you would have then slapped said superior officer. Such acts are beneath the dignity.
No. As an alternate
I'll
plan,
be bullshit.
Might I suggest we get a couple of them working, position them so they block any sort of pass up in case there are more cars, and then stop them from working again?
Oh, look, it's a man of intelligence and class who actually has intelligence. It's a man who actually knows what he's talking about.
He did just tell you to shut it.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to take the rags off of him.
Stay away, you.
Not about knowing things, it's all about shouting. A proper officer always knows that it's about the volume, not the message.
Quoting fucking Blackout.
As soon as Timothy starts talking, I start laughing and just turn away and just walk away from him. Clearly, everything he says is complete bullshit.
My report. This is absolutely outrageous. The mechanics just can't fix the bloody car.
Sebastian Thornwood. In the hour or so this has taken, you had ample time to get round the opposite side of White Mountain, pick out a nice ambush spot, and get ready to unleash fiery doom upon the Legionnaires. But they never quite came. You checked your position, you laid in wait, but eventually you risked sneaking over to the other side of the bowl. Looking down, you can see the searchlights down there, but it's difficult to make out figures until, at about the hour mark, you start to hear the recognizable voices of your companions drifting up the mountain. A pitched argument being had. You can't tell what they're talking about, but even from this distance it sounds pretty inane. I will take perception alertness from yourself, please there, Sebastian. Difficulty 6.
Perception alertness. You said that was 7, right?
Yes.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Difficulty 6, didn't we?
I mean, either way.
There's actually a big difference to that roll, yeah. But I forget. Maybe I didn't. I assume you're at least a little bit glad that your comrades are alive, but perhaps does feel a tad anticlimactic as you've been psyching yourself up for your likely death for the last hour or so.
Unfortunately, that's pretty much the case. It's one of those, when you've been so strung up for so long, and then it feels wasted.
Yeah. And it's in that spirit of frustration that your eyes roam a little bit over the horizon, searching away from the group. Just looking to give yourself a little bit of a rest from them, even at this distance.
How does one become a hermit?
As you do so, they pick up on something. A movement. Something that you'd almost completely missed initially. The very edge of the torchlight. One of the spotlights pointing down the mountain was a large, humanoid, hirsute figure, staggering quietly, almost in the shadows, up towards the group. What do?
Like, how close am I to everyone? Like, because I heard their voices, but I mean...
That's because they're having a really, loud, pitched argument. You're at the very top of the hill, they're at the very bottom of the hill. Or mountain, and they're at the very bottom of the mountain. So it's a bit of a ways.
You say humanoid, like... rough dimensions we talking here?
It is either a particularly inbred roaming lumberjack come to sacrifice themselves atop the mountain, or one of your forest friends.
Because I was going to fire a warning shot, but just in case that goes terribly wrong, I won't. And I doubt I can cough loud enough to draw attention.
No, not really.
Yeah. So if I do anything, it's going to alert them. So I'm just going to shout, "Behind you!"
I am slightly tickled by the idea of letting you roll charisma etiquette diff 10 to cough loud enough to be heard down the mountain.
The gentleman's cough, as it's known.
You know what? In the interest of hilarity, we'll say
I feel I must.
no penalty for failing or botching it, but you can roll it if you like.
So was that charisma etiquette?
Yeah, charisma etiquette diff 10 for the cough heard around the world.
And all the poshos around me, suddenly their ears perk up.
Oh, dude!
Double 10s. So the rest... The rest of you've been arguing for some time, over this and that, the something proletariat, something bikes, something move bases, machine guns.
Something Bolshoi traitor.
Yeah, sponsors traitor, class traitor, Bolshoi traitor, anti-imperialist, pro-imperialist, rule the empire, up the proletariat. It goes on. When you hear a frankly earth-shattering cough roll down the slopes from atop the mountain, carried out over the moors, presumably amplified by a combination of deep frustration and some unknown audible effect from the bowl, acting as a giant speaker at the top of White Mountain.
The cough.
A warning cough.
So you look up. You can see... There's another human up there. No, wait, that's a wheelchair. Is that Sebastian? Is that where he's gone? He seems to be waving his arms and kind of pointing down at you. What do, folks?
Seeing as I was walking to one of the armoured cars anyway, I'd like to jump on the machine gun and aim towards where he's pointing, seeing as it seems so urgent.
You cannot make out where he's pointing other than down.
Do I get a sense of urgency from the cough?
It sounded urgent.
Okay, I'm still going to run to a machine gun then on one of the armoured cars.
So I'm just sneak off from the group, split again.
I'd like to throw with the firing pin I pulled out of that machine gun back to you. You'll need this! I'll give him the firing pin.
Are you actually hucking at him?
I'll quickly jog over to him. I'm not going to throw firing pins, I'll lose them.
Him take a
I was
firing
going to
position
say.
in a machine gun, he's just disarmed.
Yeah. I give him the fire. I'll give him all the firing pins back as I go back to my one machine gun that does have the firing pin already in. And
before Poker
swivel it
goes
as well.
back, can I roll something akin to etiquette charisma to give him a withering look that will hurt him to the very core of his posh soul?
No, because he probably doesn't give a shit.
I still want to do it anyway. I feel like a withering look to a particularly posh gentleman may hurt. This is PvP in my eyes.
Can I rebut it with a similar roll? But instead, just like
I think it's a bit dark for all this, honestly.
I mean, he's close enough that he had to give me a firing pin. I would have seen his face.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I see the case for how you're going to wither him with the look here. I'm afraid.
It's just a culmination of just literally the entire campaign.
little arty thing. I'd like to rebuttal it with a manipulation etiquette, as in, you don't mean anything to me. Fuck off.
I'm sorry. I don't think it's really a rollable thing.
Can I tip him then?
I don't see how you could. It's literally impossible, right? Like I hate to say it, but of all characters, Popajack literally sent hundreds of people you knew, at least some of whom you loved, to their deaths.
That's why I'm going to slap.
And still, you don't even know that yet, right? But the point is, he cares so little about your thoughts and opinions that you could shoot him the most hate-filled glance in the world.
Fine.
And
fine.
Absolute psychopath that he is, he wouldn't care.
Well, again, he doesn't think you have opinions.
Yeah,
sure, that's fine. I guess then once I've got the firing pin, can I just slap him anyway? I really want to.
I will be forced to shoot you if you slap an officer. Like,
it's too dark. You can't see.
They're all retired, so there's that at the very least. That said, I'm gonna ask what the basis of the PvP here is, Ollie.
So the basis of the PvP is just the campaign. It's just this guy lording himself over us over and over again with his apparent privileged position in life that lets him lord.
Essentially save our lives.
I don't.
Yeah, I understand the sentiment. I think there's a time and a place to express it. I've just given you a firing pin so we can stop ourselves dying. And as Cread did to say, it'll kill a lot of people just now to save you. Maybe do it later.
Fine. I'll slap you later.
When
Benji isn't looking.
If it was just between you two, I think I'd be more inclined to just like let the two of you YOLO it out. But
the only reason I want to do it now is dark.
It affects Benji really dramatically, and I don't want to get into a three-way PvP situation.
Fair enough. Fine.
Is why
that's
I'm being
fine.
a bit stringent here.
That's fine. I was mainly doing it because I didn't think Benji would see because it's so dark, but if he will, that's also fine.
He'd hear, and Popajack would almost certainly run out.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
And it's not like Reginald's a difficult jury to convince on this front.
He already doesn't like you.
So, Popajack dashes over, hands you the pin.
Back.
And you shoot him the most withering look possible.
It's fine if he doesn't see. I'm still doing it.
You're doing it for you.
Exactly.
Your look grows a touch more irritated as you register that by default he's not even looking you in the eyes. Simply drops the pin and the instructions and jogs back off. In the confusion, Woodrow Tango slipped away, hobbling off into the darkness.
Heading towards mountain top.
Hobbling up.
I think it's at some point as well.
You also?
Never mind.
Just check in with Reginald Foxley Smythe, and I guess Popajack as well, actually, to see what you two are doing in the last couple of minutes.
Do I spot the possibly inbred lumberjack / furry?
No, none of you have seen anything. You're just kind of assuming wildly off of urgent hand signals from Sebastian.
Sorry, did you say furry?
Friend of the forest, furry, werewolf. Yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ. All I could see is just someone turning into fucking Kreenos. Is it No, Garu form. Full on war mode. And it's just having the giant googly eyes.
Can I ready, like, I suppose, can I ready an action? Like, finger on trigger. I am tense as fuck and waiting for something to start happening.
Why are you tense as fuck, out of interest?
Because the man on the hill is currently waving his arms madly, and he looks like he's seen or acting that he's seen something, and I am now tense. And considering we were just attacked by ghouly legionnaires and crazed villagers, it seems to be on the right path to be overtly on the ready for anything that might happen.
Okay.
And he indicated very well with his cough that something was wrong.
I feel it's
like you
perhaps
don't see someone
the metagaming a little bit, but it's just about on the right side.
I feel like you don't often see someone waving their arms madly from a mountaintop, and you from that you're getting something like "look at me," right? That's how I often interpret someone waving their arms madly at a distance. Anyway.
Yeah, but then you immediately looked away from him.
I don't have a satisfactory answer to that.
Yeah. Sorry. So, what were Reginald and Pubjack doing?
I'd like to. He's clearly pointed at something. I'd like to have a scan and see if I can see what he's seen.
Cool. I'm going to say you can have a scan, but I'm going to let you roll for it, so it's just a failure because you already had a roll for it and fluffed it, I'm afraid.
I'll also be trying to scan.
Oh, I see. That was what the previous awareness was for.
Yeah.
But so even if I look again, it's still a fail.
Yeah, because it's still part of the same scene, essentially.
I see.
Cool. And then it was Reginald was outside of the cars, but scanning the horizon and all around with his rifle. Yeah, I will take Perception Awareness Diff 7, please. Or Perception Alertness Diff 7, rather, Reginald.
Huzzah!
Oh,
Board breeze with success.
Yeah.
If it ain't shoot it, apparently I'm really good at it today.
You're not sure why everyone's on the alert. There's nothing here. You fought off the legionnaires. And you notice something. A gently moving silhouette against the horizon. Something far taller than a man. Just outside one of the searchlight radiuses. Heading towards you at the mountaintop. And that feels like a good spot to leave it for the week. Cool. Does anyone have any reminders for next session?
That Benji's the only one who spotted the... Benji and Kyle are the only two characters who spotted it so far. Well, their characters are the ones that spotted it so far.
Yeah, fair.
Old Tango's
And the rest
to
of
repeat.
them hair triggers.
And that was Tango's going up the hill. Anything else?
I'm at the top of the hill.
Fair. Anything else? Nope, everyone good?
We all have paraffin and sandwiches.
Yeah.
Thank God we don't have paraffin sandwiches though, that would be terrible.
Oh, get a new 10-foot pole.
Fucking damn
You just need to visit the adventurer's shop again. The garden centre.
Cool. Feedback. Anything you liked, anything you disliked, anything you'd like to see more of or less of next time.
I liked.
There's botches for shooting.
Well, now that one's not my fault. What was your point, Nicholas?
I liked the sneak up and execute people.
Yes, I
It
always
was
find
lots of fun.
the cogent Young Nicholas plan is a surprisingly consistent Achilles heel of mine.
You
You know,
just never
no one
see it
ever-
coming.
Yeah, well, exactly.
No one ever-
right? They're
right?
not common, so I don't usually. It's not usually an area I have guards set up for, because you're usually like off in the background putting a bucket on your head and trying to fill it with water and see if you can drown, and that just kind of takes care of itself, you know. And then every now and then you'll pull one of these fucking stunts.
And I love it when they happen, and I love it when they work so well.
It's really annoying. When
The trick
common
is, though,
sense
young
breaks
Nick
out.
doesn't even know where they come from. He's not thinking them. They just, a little voice in his head is like, do this.
Yeah.
And he's like, holy shit.
The stars align twice a year.
Hey,
Or
what are
maybe-
the like
or maybe-
20 voices in my head has to, right?
I like to think actually of the voices that you have listened to, you only listen to them half the time, and then sometimes you listen to them for the whole sentence.
Do you know the worst encounter you'll ever bypassed in this fashion? It was Carl. I still remember it. You were flying this helicopter thing. You were going to go land on a spaceport. And there was a whole thing where you were supposed to face these evil, like, cyborg monsters. And I was all prepped for it. It was going to last like 4 to 5 weeks. It was this whole encounter ends with a big boss fight thing. And you start at the base of a tower and work up. It's like, you're going to have to land here, and it's kind of risky, and you've heard rumors of these rat things. And there was a moment of silence. Then Carl just perks up with, "We're going to a spaceport. Why don't we just land at one of the platforms slightly further up?" And you just landed like one parking space over from the place you were trying to get to. And completely skipped like 5 weeks of fucking content.
Yeah, I think you just like contacted the local authorities and got us a legal parking space.
Was that Port Gaia?
Yeah.
Gaia, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, these little shortcuts every now and then, they stick with me. Like scars.
I'm
But
assuming
if,
this
you know,
is going to be
you're-
much more harrowing than...
Much more Harry. Like, we almost turned Creed into mincemeat. He would have been dead if we... Fucking...
Just say
It feels so unjust that Benji and Creed had this whole, like, hard-fighting World War I trenchy bullshit scenario lined out, and they were like, knocking down Legionnaire after Legionnaire slowly and laboriously. And then Captain First Person Shooter comes in from the side and solo 6 sodding armoured cars.
Oh, good. I really enjoyed that whole
the old-
stealthy combat.
What's the sexy retired one-armed officer to be useful?
I hate you. And
Remember,
I
in
understand.
warfare, the paws do the dying first. Yes.
You never explicitly
That reminds
where
me,
he blew smoke off
reminder?
his... Sorry?
I have a reminder. Next time, Woodrow asks for help, just ignore it. Sorry, he's passed off my good graces now. Maybe give him a pat on the shoulder and tell him to look up, old chap. Don't worry, could it be worse? And then just walk away. Yeah, something like that.
Cool. I do have a point of feedback on my end as well. I think there's been a little bit much of the talking over this session. I don't know to what degree that's been input lag from people, but it has been a bit noticeable. And also the shit posting has at times gone a little bit over when I'm trying to do a segment. So I don't want to ask people to cut it back massively, but just a little bit of calm on that front if someone else is already speaking, or if I'm trying to do a GM moment, please.
Fair enough.
Cool. Not targeted at anyone in particular, and obviously, do please keep, still shit talking and such, just not every time I'm doing a line. That sounds a lot bitchier out loud. I apologize.
No,
That's all right.
that's fair enough, I think. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
You got a GM. We can't go forwards if you don't.
Fair. Thank you for being understanding. Alex. It's appreciated.
it's good.
Any other points of feedback?
Game went quick.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had a big like combat-y section. Even with like narrative combat, I know, but still.
I'm also glad you didn't kill Cread immediately.
Yeah, off of one botch, like Benji averages about 1.2 botches a session this campaign. I feel like it'd be cruel to kill Cread off of like his second or third botch of the entire campain.
I will say,
fine
Cread
as long as I had at least one roll chance to get away with it. That's usually my only conceit.
I will say though, Cread, you haven't lost a character in a little while. It's a bit off-brand for you.
Well, I've got
trying to get to him.
Did I ramble at you guys a couple of years ago about Silent Legions at all?
Hello?
Okay, so I love Silent Legions. Silent Legions is a game system that's like essentially generate your own Lovecraftian mythos on the basis that like cosmic horror, but with no mystery in the cosmic, isn't really horror anymore. Cthulhu's not scary in 2021. Everyone knows who and what he is. There's no mystery.
It's like, I have arisen from Relaire, finally awakened to destroy the world. Why are you all running towards me screaming, yes, please just get it over with?
Exactly, right? Exactly. So Silent Legions is actually a really cool system for generating your own. The issue is that the rule system that accompanies it is essentially like a love letter to Advanced Dungeons and Dragons and is therefore almost completely unplayable. It proudly sports a Thaco system, and I'm not a fan. But I did
I'll try it out.
Well, this is the thing, right? I'm going to be real honest with you here and say that I do not think my GMing is at a standard where, if put in a crunchy-ass D&D Thaco style system, I can keep up with either you or Ollie. You will out-munchkin me, and I will be distraught. I'm going to be honest, I just don't have that. I can't. However, to loop this round to high lethality combat but with a little bit of a chance, I did get a system the other day that is a like rules light system that its tagline is, hey, we eschew character leveling in the name of narrative RP and high lethality that allows rapid character turnover.
That sounds fun.
Exactly, right?
Sounds like Creed's bread and butter.
Yeah, well, I was reading it thinking, this is Creed, the rule system personified. But it's only about 40 pages long,
It's
so I'm gonna of which, like, 5 is the example adventure. So I'm gonna have a look through that, but I might slap it on the docket for something to have a go at some point. It's something that'd be a lot of fun.
Sounds like fun, yeah.
I'm down for Creed churning through more characters than the average small island population. Creed, do you prefer to create another entire lineage?
Always.
These ones are called the Mephisons.
Questions. Anything anyone was
Oh my
narratively
God.
unsure of in that session? Is everyone following the plot?
I think so. I think I might have blanked for like the first 5 minutes or something, where we were suddenly following armored cars. Where do they come from? Or we found them on the road? Because I wasn't here last session.
They were pottering around the village, picking up like the lamest of the villagers, presumably to take up to the mountain. We were all like sort of evading them around the city and such last time. Yeah,
and we were picking up the lamest. We were picking up the lame villagers because
they couldn't get to the mountain themselves, presumably.
Oh, I see.
Sacrifice.
So you were going to sacrifice them and see what happened. Gotcha.
No. That's what the guys were doing with the armored cars.
Yeah.
I
They
see.
have like trailers for the people.
Yeah.
And around them.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, cool. I think that will make sense then.
Yeah. Fair. Any other narrative questions? Oh, cool. In this case, let's do some XP. Cool. Plot progression. Does anyone feel like making significant plot progression this session? And if so, what?
We got past the firing line.
You didn't just get past the firing line, you annihilated it.
There is no firing
We
line.
became the firing line.
Much like the German trench line when they ran out of food, we have penetrated it.
Yeah, I was really expecting to have more access to my Legionnaires for the last couple of sessions, but guess not.
Sorry.
You do say sentences to that effect a lot during the seventh or eighth session of these 10 session campaigns. I was expecting to have a lot more of X or Y, but then someone did a thing, and now I don't.
It's some of the funnest bits, though, of the campaigns.
Watching my plot collapse around me.
I love it because
watching.
Go on, sorry.
Watching Ewan's face fall as he realizes you've murdered yet another plot point.
It collapses so elegantly, though. It's beautiful.
If I may, I do want to say one thing. I do love how our group seems to have an especially amazing penchant for killing plot points that aren't living and therefore shouldn't be killed, but we do it anyway.
Legionnaires were alive.
I know, but I'm thinking more like the warehouse, the armoured cars.
Fuck, man, we're facing werewolves, now we've got warehouses.
Fucking goddamn it. Okay. Any other plot progression this session?
Cread became mulch.
I don't know if that's plot progression, really. Not unless you're following a very distinct plot from everyone else.
It's more what disease progression, especially if you got like worse.
We stopped the Legionnaires from doing what they were wanting to do, by killing them.
I think that probably counts as part of the firing line thing. In that case, character development. Sorry. Character development. Who will feel develop their character this session? And if so, how?
Instead of just...
No, you go first, Carl.
Instead of just running, Sebastian decided to risk his own safety by being loud and alerting the group to potential danger.
Did you out of character forget or remember that you can only run so far before you hit the magical barrier keeping you here?
Oh, well, I mean, I could have fled back to town even if it's only another day's worth of safety.
It's true. Fair.
Poker Jack reaffirmed to himself, even though he's lost an arm, he is still worth 10 times more than a normal peasant.
Old Tango fell back on some military tactics as well.
Really hope that we never play a Dark Ages game set in England that have to do with Poker Jack's sodding ancestors.
Colburn. It's character progression if you just reaffirmed your hatred of the upper classes. Is that plot progression? Or is that just continued? I suppose. I know, you know what? He thought Woodrow was alright, and then it turned out he wasn't alright, and maybe he should have just left him to die.
I don't know to what degree that's character development, I'm afraid. I feel like that was...
He helped him, and then, he got told to shut the fuck up. And he doesn't appreciate that after he saved a person.
To be fair, he was told that to get you to, stop escalating to the point you were going to get shot.
Stand by what I said.
Where were we? Tango Sebastian. No, sorry, Tango Regiment. Excellence of roleplay. Does anyone feel like anyone else roleplayed particularly well in this session? And if so, how?
All cowardice. Running away once more.
I didn't run away, though.
Up the hill.
I merely achieved the...
That's fair. Okay, so Sebastian embodies the tactical retreat.
Because just running in the opposite direction of the people with the guns.
Actually, technically, he was running towards them for a good deal of it. Plus, to be fair, he was in a wheelchair. If anyone was going to be screwed when the machine guns raked over them, it was going to be him.
You do become some moving,
There's not
Bit
much
of
he could have done. Any other excellence of roleplay?
I thought everyone embraced their military backstory fairly well for that sequence. I'm pretty sure everyone has like some form of military in their background with World War One.
Yeah. Most of you were in the army, apart from Creed, who was in the Royal Flying Corps, with its 95% fatality rate.
I know how much light can make a difference.
Oh dear. Took you back to 1914, did that? And they were still just giving people rifles and telling them, well, just fire at the other chap in the plane as you go. Drive by.
Yeah, with the bolt action.
Yeah. At the very start of the war, they didn't have any guns at all. It was not uncommon for pilots in the opening months to wave to each other from the different factions. And
just jump over and beat the living shit out of him and steal his plane and carry on.
got from the opening jocularity.
I mean, at that point, they weren't even going for they weren't even confirming kills. They were just, if they saw someone get shot down, or they saw someone was in trouble, they weren't actually going in for the kill. They were just letting them fly down.
Almost sounds like the theatre of war was at the very first couple of months very literal theatre, waving at each other, pantomiming, all that good shit.
In the air, World War
in
One,
the air, sure. Yeah, that's what I was referring to.
Even on the ground, opening months of World War One. On the ground, even the opening months of World War One were not great. Any other excellence of roleplay awards?
That's not good.
No? Fair dues. Cool.
Can someone chuck the XP in my sheet? Creed, seeing as you've already got my sheet open, do you mind doing that?
Cool.
Alright, I made that out to be 7 experience points for session number 37. That's 1 point of plot progression, for annihilating the firing line. 3 points character development. That's Sebastian decided to stay and fight rather than flee immediately. Popejack confirms his worldview. Tango and Reginald fall back to military tactics. And Holden learns to hate everyone. 2 points excellence of roleplay. That's Sebastian embodies the tactical retreat, and everyone defaults to military training, plus 1 standard.
What was XP for last week? Do I get it, or do I not?
I don't think we've been doing XP for absent sessions, but I'm not especially fussed.
That's
We
fine.
haven't done it, I think.
I'm just curious, that's all. I've got 52 spare XP right now, so...
Have you not spent any XP?
I haven't spent any XP!
You know what?
Me and Nick have both spent the same amount.
I
I
laud playing on the hardest difficulty setting of starting character only.
I tell a lie, I've spent 8 XP, but I'm still on 52 XP total.
I could put it into stuff, but I'm like, I could up the charisma, I guess, and the firearms now, and etiquette a little bit, and intimidation, but it's just like maxing out stats at that point.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I feel about it.
You don't have to spend XP. Like it's perfectly
Gone are the
balanced
days.
to say that. In fact, I think Carl was even talking about it at the start of the session. Is like it's fine to just have it hold over and go. It doesn't really feel like it's developing me at this point. We're a little bit high on the XP for these short campaigns because we want people to have the option for agency. But
I might try to jump some more into firearms and intimidation just to max out my firearm and my curse ability.
I like it how it's gone are the days where Ewan was like, how have you not spent any XP? You're going to die. You will literally be mincemeat next session. And it's just like, well, we're 25 sessions in and, you know, I just haven't felt like it yet. Gone with those days.
barbaric times. So, that brings us on to everyone's favourite part of the session. It's the highlights. Young Nicholas, do you have any highlights for that session?
I do. And you're not going to like them.
Go on, then.
Conversion, Daddy.
No. Veto.
No,
What?
come on. No, I'm sorry. I say that's the highlight for me. It was fucking hilarious. Conversion, daddy.
I'm not putting it down. I refuse.
I'm
come on.
still confused as to what the fuck that's supposed to mean.
It was.
I don't think it bears explaining personally.
Well, no, I get the pun, but like, what was the moment in the game?
What was it? It was early on when Ollie was saying "daddy" and whatnot, and like you convert me to daddy or something. Something along those lines.
Oh yeah, when I was talking about converting me to be
That was it.
thingy instead of just leaving me to die.
Exactly. Yes. So at least
I might have been away for that bit.
You were.
just put conversion ... or asterisk.
Put daddy down, you know.
Just apply the daddy transformation.
Spin on. Next highlight.
Oh, this causes an issue because the next one is one last daddy because Ollie snuck one last daddy in.
Well, you know what? It doesn't actually cause an issue because I'm vetoing that one as well.
Can you just put redacted in square brackets as the first highlight?
Alright, you know what? I will put redacted
and redacted too. Those were my two highlights. I've got nothing else.
You've got nothing else.
You
That's
love it.
the only highlights you have. You know what? Fine. Really, we should have.
I put them in.
We should have started redacting your Nicholas earlier. I don't know how I'm only just hitting on this on like year 8 of the friendship.
Talking about redacted highlights, we didn't get the highlights posted last week, I don't think.
Oh, sorry.
You know, I think that's what threw me. I looked for the highlights last week, and I was there like, so I guess I didn't miss a session.
Yeah, I got the same result actually.
Benji, do you have any highlights for that session?
I was away for too much of it to really have highlights.
Fair.
I like how we're vetoing daddy. The last highlights is toga cum skirt.
And I was strongly opposed to that as well. But it's in the sense of the word win. It's god fucking damn it.
I feel like I'm being added now. Like
That was an
my
exact
stuff being
quote.
redacted.
Yeah, because you're god damn it. It's not.
Yeah, I say, in fairness,
I'd
mine was
point
an out of
out-
context quote.
You
Like,
shouldn't
yours is
stifle Nick.
So,
Don't-
any highlights for that session, Creed?
The 10-foot pole gets used.
I'm so mad. Any other highlights?
Pockets for the sandwiches.
Cool.
Young Nick does a Rambo.
Anything else?
The omni-cough.
Ripe lungs are back. That should be one.
God damn it, sure.
That was it for me.
Oh man, he can do ripe lungs, but he won't do daddy. I see how it is.
You made a pact for 2
Next time.
campaigns and will silence yourself.
This is one of them.
Yeah, try and come up with 5 highlights that in order spell out daddy with the first letters.
Any other highlights, Creed?
No, that's it for me.
Carl, do you have any highlights for that session?
No, well, I mean, I do, but we're covered. I'm just trying to figure out, like, I'm thinking, disastrous assault down something.
Downs, dalliant.
Dalliant is not a word.
Dalliant? Dalliant's a word.
Dalliant is not a word.
Dalliant, yeah, it is. It is a word. I'm sure it
What
is.
does it mean?
No dalliance.
Yeah, I'm told dalliant is a word. It's to be brave, to be courageous. I swear.
No, you're thinking of valiant.
No, I know I'm not thinking of valiant. I've heard dalliant before, but I can't remember where I've heard it before. Because I know valiant and I know dalliant. I swear I heard dalliant before.
Unless it's
Literally searching the word dalliant comes up with
Yeah.
valiant. Did you mean?
I'm
Or
pretty
valiant, apparently.
pretty certain. It's
Apparently it means pause or suspension, and it's a literal translation of a Welsh word.
Interesting.
Maybe dalliance? Maybe I must be thinking of dalliance.
You might be getting confused with that. To be fair, like I think I've definitely done that where you convince yourself this word exists and you've actually just got another word slightly wrong for years.
Yeah, disastrous assaults down dalliance yonder.
God damn it, dalliance is not a word.
I said dalliance.
Okay.
Yeah, dalliance.
But I'm still not putting
Or dallying would work.
I'm vetoing it on obscure grounds.
Well, as a actual highlight, wheelchair achieves objective first.
Yeah, you skirted round the mountain and then up the side and still had time to get bored. Anything else?
That's it for me, thank you.
And Ollie, do you have any highlights for that session?
So I think it might have only been me hearing this, but I've been hearing very chill lounge music for the last hour and a half.
That'll probably be my background music for my streams.
Yeah, it's been great. I basically had a very different reaction to hordes of charging legionnaires.
That actually, I think, explains a lot about how I think the tone's been for you this session. Sudden recontextualization.
Also, this explains how... Oh, sorry, you go?
No, carry on.
So this explains a lot about how Cread is just chill as a person in general. He's just listening to constant lounge music. We now know your secret.
That would be the devil's lettuce.
Oh man!
Creed, I hope you're not insulted by this, but we just all assumed.
He's literally like I not infrequently have audio issues because Creed is grinding too close to the mic. God damn it! Stop.
Oh, that's me this time.
He's framed. Oh. Dear.
I don't think I have anything else that hasn't already been covered. Maybe saving Creed was a highlight of mine until it wasn't.
Is there any word that begins with Y that means success or victory or something?
Yes, Queen. But yes.
Yes, Queen.
That's not.
You fucking irredeemable trash fire of a human being.
You are the worst, Ollie. You're just the worst.
Creed, just end it with yes. I'll say it out loud, don't worry.
Don't make any sense with yes at the end.
Okay, I'm focused.
What have you got so far? Maybe.
Dastardly assailants, deadly daring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well. And on that note, I'm going to add machine gun meat as a highlight for me.
Oh.
Dear. I don't know if I've got any more highlights. It's very, for narrative combat, it was a very mechanically focused session in many ways. I really liked the quick thinking with regards to highlighting enemies in the darkness. I had no real plan for how you were supposed to tackle this situation, and I think the adaptability was actually kind of hugely impressive. Honestly, the fact that a lot of this stuff
pleasantly surprised at how well this all turned out.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a sentence you says quite a lot though, where it's like, I'm surprised you didn't all die.
Yeah,
and I'm impressed at how you coped.
I not irregularly. In fact, I don't even remember the last time I planned a distinct way for you to get out of something, because, the first rule of having players, right, is if you assume they'll do one thing, they'll do everything around that one thing. So I just stopped planning for that one thing, so just wasted effort, and just let you work out shit yourselves. And quite often you kind of do the dumb shit overload until you get out of the situation. But every now and then you'll get something like this where it's just a ruthlessly effective plan on multiple levels. Can't really contest that beyond the rules.
Before highlights get posted, can we just add ruthlessly effective plan?
God damn it. Sure.
I remember one of my favourite versions of what you're talking about, Ewan, was where we were doing the. We're in that sort of testicle-like city that was hanging underneath the underhive. I forget its name actually.
Gantry.
And there were. Yeah, that was at Gantry. There were a load of zombies, and we sent a little drone off in the opposite direction to lure the zombies there. And then I vaguely remember Nick screamed or something, and all the zombies were drawn back to us. But for a brief second, the plan was glorious. It was my favourite one.
I really like Gantry.
Nick fighting against censorship there and shit.
Yeah. How much blood loss did you get there, Nick? I felt like you bled out the equivalent of like 3 humans, but survived.
I had to roll a fate. I had to burn a fate not to die. So all of my blood.
And
Was
then
that when you were parrying the horde?
Yes,
Just
it is.
before we end the session, does anyone mind any spoilers for... no, fuck it. We'll end the session, then I'll do the spoilers. Thank you all for a very entertaining session of 37. Does anyone have any final words for the recording?
Why did you have to make it weird?